Ξεκίνεται στο γήπεδο, πλησιάζει την περιοχή και...
Κατέβασε και εσύ το Bet On Alfa app και μην χάσεις ούτε ένα γκολ. Bet On Alfa. Ανεβήκαμε κατηγορία.
Edo, welcome to another No Choff Dares brought to you by Bet On Alfa, the best betting company in Cyprus, hands down. Wow, well, it's -1 in the UK, but I'll tell you what, that wasn't a fucking freezing cold game, was it? Ended up in a bit of a hot mess, wasn't it? I'm still, I've got Roy, I've got Chris. Boys, how are we feeling? Good?
Φίλε, θέλει να μιλήσει κανένας άλλος. Θέλει να μιλήσει κανένας άλλος ως πάει ρεμίσουν τα νεύρα μου.
Chris?
Μπάρα, έχω πόνο κέφαλο, βαστάει η κρανία μετά από το παιχνίδι. Δεν ξέρω πώς νιώθεις εσύ, αλλά εγώ δεν είμαι καλά πάντως. Νιώθω σαν πως και... Listen, there are men. 3 points. Still papers over the cracks a little bit. 3 points. Next, please. For now, that's all I want to say for now. Stel, what did you think of that performance?
Alhamdulillah, that's all I got to say. God is great. God is fucking great, because I tell you what, yeah, there were a lot of things I didn't like about this game, but the one thing I loved the most was the shit housing at the end. Yeah, the goal was a fucking fluke for 2 reasons. Number one, Gusu misplaces his touch. Yeah. It goes straight to Bezos. He plays a 1-2 with the defender. I don't know how much he knew about that, but the finish was sublime. Yeah. And I tell you what, mate, I'm just like, you know what? Win ugly. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care how bad we play. I don't care how we win. We won. And that is it. That is it. But we're going to go into this. We're going to go into this one. Roy, have you calmed down a little bit?
Φίλε, προσπαθώ, επειδή γήπεδο και η φάση είναι ότι I left the pitch a few minutes earlier so I could be on time for the pod, and I missed the goal we scored, so I was watching it on the phone.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sure there's a lot of things we can say. The only thing is I'm going to try and be as calm as I can, because obviously I've got the show tomorrow as well, so I want to try and say the same things today as I'm going to say tomorrow, but obviously tomorrow I'm going to be a lot more calm. So I'm going to let the game swirl in my head. Okay, victory, 7 games with Ferreira, 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss against Apoel. If it says something, clean sheet, goal in the dying minutes. I think we created enough to win the game a bit more comfortably, but overall, not very pleased with the performance. Not very pleased that after almost 2 months of Ferreira being on the bench, we still don't have an identity and a character. A lot of changes and substitutions, which I don't know αν είχαν λογική πολύ. Αλλά αν πιάσω και τη θετική πλευρά που είπε και ο Chris και εσύ ρε Στέλ, 3 points, clean sheet, we move on. I don't know against Dyke and Apollon what we can do. We're playing against the team την τελευταία ομάδα του πρωταθλήματος και είδαμε τον που είδαμε. Εντάξει, λίγο ανάμειχτα συναισθήματα. Δηλαδή, εγώ θέλω να σας ρωτήσω, αν μεν έμπαινε τον γκολ του Μπέζους, ήταν να πείτε τα ίδια πράγματα.
Φίλε, ήταν να ξεδιαμάζουμε μανάες που τα σήμερα ως τα αύριο. And you know what the most frustrating thing is that I actually liked that performance. Νομίζω, εντάξει, είχαμε και κακά, but we actually played well. Και που δεν έμπαινε η μάπα, σπάσε παραπάνω ανεβρά μου. And especially if we didn't get that win, it would have been, mate, fuck my life. But again, we still got the fucking 3 points. You got to win ugly also. Not about fucking winning 4-0 every single game.
No doubt. No doubt, refile. And I repeat, we did create some chances, and the win could have came earlier. But overall, δεν ξέρω ρε φίλε, δηλαδή το πράγμα που εμένα και μου ανησυχεί
It's still papering over the cracks.
Φίλε, εμένα το μου ανησυχεί είναι ότι έθωρω έναν identity. Δηλαδή το ΑΠΟΕΛ με τον Μιλόεβιτς δείχνει να μπουένει. Η Ομόνια με τον Φερέρα τι είναι, τι ομάδα είναι. Κατάλαβε κανένας είναι που είμαστε, ας πούμε.
Not really.
Τι είμαστε, τι παίζουμε. Ο Μίξ ήταν MVP, δεν έπαιξε μέσα. Ο Χάμπος είχε κάρτες, οκ. Έβαλε τον Μπάσ που ήρθε μετά από τραυματισμό, ήταν καλός. Εύκαλεν τον. Περασμένη εβδομάδα ο Γιάν με τον Κίτσον έπαιξαν καλά, ο Κίτσον ήταν καλός. Εύκαλεν τον. Έβαλε τον Μπρούνο δεκάριν, έβαλε τον φτερόν. Και από πιέναν Εβίλιον ο Μπρούνο ευκήκε. Ενώ σου εν καταλάβω ρε φίλε, ας πούμε. Δηλαδή, ο μόνος που μπήκε μέσα και κάμε έτσι επίεσε λίγο την κατάσταση είναι ο Κάκου ρε φίλε. Έχασε 3 ευκαιρίες ο Κάκου ας πούμε. Έτσι, αφού έθελε high pressing η ομάδα και αφήναμε τους να ανεβαίνουν εύκολα πάνω. Είμαστε προβλεπτοί, είμαστε αργοί, είμαστε... Δεν ξέρω ρε φίλε. I'm not gonna say it's like a loss. I'm not gonna say it's like a loss, but at the same time I can't, δεν μπορώ ρε φίλε ας πούμε να φεύγω από γήπεδο και να πανηγυρίζω επειδή έβαλαν γκολ στο 95 με την τελευταία ομάδα ρε φίλε και άλλη λεφτό αν παίζω με ένα και να προχωρώ ας πούμε. Κάμω σύστο μου ρε πέλε, λίγο αντροπή ρε κάμω το.
Look, this is the way I see it, right? The first half, I think we played some good football. I think we used the wide areas very, very well. Karim liked to drop deep. He did quite well off the ball. He was moving into spaces, trying to create. Bruno was all right. There was some phases where I wasn't happy with his decision making. That being said, there was quite a few moments in the game where the final ball wasn't right. But it just seemed to be one of those games where it wasn't going to happen for us. I was sitting here, you know, just in griada because I refused to put the heating on, had my hoodie up and everything. And I'm sitting, I'm like, I'm not going to get excited. I'm not going to get off my seat or nothing. And there was some moments again where I was just getting really, really angry in terms of, as I said, the final ball. I mean, Guggle's goal that was disallowed. Why Bezos even touched the ball? You could argue it was difficult for him to get out of the way of the because Guggle poked his foot out, didn't he? And then Bezos was in the way, and then you could say it was difficult for him to get out of the way. There was Guggle's chance where he's put it over the bar. It was a difficult opportunity, but you expected him to put it on target. Loizo obviously had that chance. Sorry, not Loizo. Who hit the bar? Was it Loizo? Loizo hit the bar in the first half. And I'm not going to lie to you boys, yeah? And do you know what? As God is my witness, Bezos came on, and the first thing he did was miscontrol the ball, and they went up the other end and almost scored. At the end, before he scored, he took a corner, which couldn't beat the first man. And I said it, this guy, he can't do anything. I'm just done with him. And literally seconds later, he puts the ball in the back of the net. And I'm just laughing now. I'm like laughing. Because it's like, it's sod's law, isn't it? You're sitting there shitting on the guy for 20, 25 minutes. Like, this guy's fucking useless. He can't do nothing. What's the point? He's fucking up here and there. He's losing the ball. He can't take corners. And he gets a bit of luck with the deflection where he's missed whatever. But it was a great finish, man. I'm going to say something now. God away. Bruno today, I can't be angry with him. And I'll tell you why. Because it was just one of those games where it just wasn't happening for him. It just wasn't happening for him. Everything he tried, it just wasn't working. It just wasn't happening. And I could tell that he was getting frustrated. And I've actually started to feel sorry for him. Like all these times I've been shitting on him, right? This game, it just wasn't happening for him. You just know it's one of those days for him, right? There was one moment, I think it was in the second half actually, it was in the second half, where he's lost the ball in their half, he's tracked the runner, he's won the ball back, and instead of going back up, he's tried to turn around with the ball. I'm like, where are you going? Yeah. bro, where you going? And at that point, I was like, you just know it ain't his day. There was that opportunity in the second half where he's got the ball and he's rolled his foot over and he's tried to put it in the near post and the goalkeeper saved it. And again, you just know it ain't happening for him. And I felt sorry for him. I actually felt sorry for him. I wasn't shitting on him today. I was like, do you know what? It just ain't going to be one of those days. But there were some players today where, let's get it right, yeah? Lang, who I've been so critical of, right? He had a decent game. In fact, in the first, was it the second half? It was in the second half, where he's actually deflected a shot out for a corner. If he weren't in the way, that's in the back of the net. I think Militic had the good game.
He tried to push up as well. Lang tried to push up as well and help.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments in the game where he almost played as a central midfielder because Foddy and Bezos almost played as support strikers, as two number 10s. I think Lesiak's had a good game again. I think he was very, very impressive. And I think it just shows that this new system, or should I say, this kind of, I don't know, Berg regen system where you've got a left winger dropping in the middle, giving Lesiak's license to get forward, we're actually seeing the old Jan slowly. The other thing I will say about the goal, credit needs to go to Jan and credit needs to go to Barker. Because when he's got that ball on that left-hand side, he could have tried to run out the defender. He could have seen the red mist and just gone for it. But again, he turned his body, he played in Lesiak, played it to Foddy, and the rest is history. Obviously, we know what happened. So, look, it was a frustrating game. We got a club that was bottom of the league, that was time-wasting a lot. Every time the goalkeeper got the ball, we'd fall to the ground. There was one occasion, beginning of the second half, where Andaxi, all right, Kasamba stepped on their midfielder's foot and he's gone down. And we're playing on. And eventually we kicked the ball out for a throw, but he was up by that time. Yeah. And the thing is, there's something that we say in England. I don't know if they say it in Cyprus, but play to the whistle. Just keep playing until the referee blows that whistle. It doesn't matter if a player's down. Just carry on playing. What's the point in kicking it out? I'm tired of this fair play bullshit. Unless the guy's on the ground and he's not moving and he's dead, or he's got concussion, or he's bleeding. If he's taken a knock, he's going to get up. Because what happens? We kick the ball out, the guy's back up again, and then he sits down, and then they get one of their fucking physios to come on. He gets a fucking can of I don't know, sharp, pours it on the guy's foot, and he's back up again. Do you know what I mean? Go on, Karen.
If I may, any sponsors, please, we're called. We're like Oliver Twist here.
Well, you're seeing that. What are you talking about? You're fucking 20 degrees in Cyprus.
That 20 degrees today.
What was it today?
20 degrees. What
was it today?
Τώρα μας
Wallahi, tell me the truth.
Να μας πει ο μετεωριολόγος ο Chris.
16 βαθμούς ρε. Άλλον το 20, άλλον το 16.
16
το πρωί είναι οξάτορα ρε. Εγώ είμαι έξω ρε. Εγώ είμαι έξω και κάνω το pod.
See what I mean? He's sitting outside. He's sitting outside doing a pod. Yeah, man's sitting in here, -1, yeah? Remember that?
Έλα Κύπρο ρε πέλε, να μου να σου πω.
Wallahi, I wish.
Είπαμε σου εμείς.
Anyway.
I saw a few messages I want to put up because I want us to discuss a little bit. This one.
Let's see.
Okay, who wants to go first?
It's smart question. I actually don't know how to answer because I'm so confused with the players in this team. Like, even though you got the win, you got the 3 points, you're moving on, but is there an actual future with this current set of players or this coach? I don't know, man. I really don't know. As Roy said, δεν έχουμε ταυτότητα, δεν ξέρουμε τι εν τον game του Ferreira ή his best lineup or how we... It's just no identity, and I really
but bro, the
know.
lineup was fine. I can't argue with the lineup at all. I can't argue with it. Yeah, and the thing is, I saw what he was trying to do when he took off Bash, because I know a lot of people got pissed off when Bash was taken off. Yeah, I heard people booing or whatever, but he played what, an hour? Was it an hour that he played?
Something like that.
There or thereabouts. Now, he hasn't played that much
in a very long time.
for goodness sake. So you can't expect him to play 90 minutes. And he was playing further up the field than Kasama, if you guys noticed. Played a lot further up the field than Kasama. So he was doing a lot of running. You don't want him to get a recurrence. Okay, you want him to be 100% for AEK, don't we? So, but the thing is, the first half we played a lot of good football. It was very quick, 1-touch, 2-touch passing. There was a lot of movement. Second half, when Bash came off and he brought on Bezos and Foddy, it's almost as if Foddy played as a Degari and Bezos played as an 8, but he had license to go forward and drop deep. Foddy was dropping deep, but not as deep as Bezos was. So what happened was you had Bezos and Foddy in behind, Gaguli, for example, and there's a huge gap between them and Kasama or Gusul. So there wasn't much movement. It was very static. And don't forget, Coloraga, they had basically 2 banks of 4. In fact, it's a 4 and a 5. Yeah? But there was no movement. So everything was very, very central. Hence the reason why we put those two guys there, to give us more options in that area. But a lot of the time, the ball was going out wide. And that's what they wanted. They wanted us to put the ball out wide. But when we put the ball out wide, the ball ended up back in the box. And we got no one attacking headers in the box. Sometimes the crosses were too high. Sometimes they were too deep. Sometimes they just...
Also, when we're crossing, every single time, Karim is never in the box. You're a striker. It's so frustrating, man. Even when I'm at the pitch and I see him from the TV... Γίνεται επιθετικό σου πάντα ανέξω από τον box, bro. Βγάλεις σέντρες, your backs, your wings are getting the balls into the box and your striker is out of the box. How can this be possible? I understand what he does, what you said. I understand what he does off the ball. I get it. But you're a striker. You gotta be in the box.
No, I agree. But the thing is, when we do put the ball in the box, let's say he is there, I don't know what he's like in the air. I can't remember him ever heading the ball. Has anyone ever seen Karim score a goal with his head? Anyone? This is just a question. I'm not saying he doesn't, but I don't know. So you put the ball in the box. The closest we came to a headed goal was Bruno when the goalkeeper turned it over the bar.
Yep.
That's the closest we came to a headed goal. From corners, are we lethal? Are we a threat from corners? I don't think so.
Not really.
That's why we play short corners. Have you noticed? A lot of our corners, they're short corners.
Yep.
Okay, Loiza took 3 or 4 that were in the box, but a lot of the corners are short because this coach knows that we're ineffective aerially, in the air.
That's something you remember in the στην προετοιμασία του καλοκαιρικού when we did score a few goals from set pieces.
And Militic scored one.
No, Bruno was taking the set pieces. I don't know why Bruno isn't taking set pieces.
Bruno takes them from
the left.
Okay, so from the left-hand side, and Loiza takes it because they're all in-swingers. They're all in-swingers. Yeah. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
With Berg, when we were taking set pieces, we put 2 or 3 players under the crossbar.
Yeah.
And it just be like, Yordi, whip it in. Yordi, whip it. But we don't do that. There's no... And the thing is, we might play against teams that defend zonally or man mark, but at the same time, there's no, how can I put it? There's no threat from the air. And I'm looking at this team, and they're tall players. Lang, Militic, that's 2 players that are good, that you're thinking are going to be good in the air, right? Effectively, what normally teams do is they put their shortest players on the halfway line. Yeah. Or the fullbacks usually go on the halfway line. So, but then again, Jan Lesiak is another one that goes up for corners. So it's usually Kasama and Matthews that are on the halfway line. Yeah. But we don't possess a threat from corners. So I don't know whether this is because we're not good enough defense, like heading the ball, because let's get it right. A lot of the goals that we conceded this season are come from balls in the box. We haven't been able to defend crosses. If you think about it, do you want me to go through the list of goals that we conceded this season? From balls out wide.
Please don't.
Yeah,
but this is what I'm saying. So if the defenders, right, or whoever's meant to be defending at the time, whether it be a midfielder heading the ball out from a corner, whatever, if they're not good enough to head the ball away, how are they going to be good enough to head the ball in an attacking sense? This is what I'm saying.
Give me a second, guys.
Again, this. No.
Remove me from the camera.
Okay.
I'll be back in a second.
Done. So this is what I'm saying. But the thing is, Chris, what frustrated me about this game was, as I said, first half, we moved the ball much, much quicker than we did second half. And it's almost as if in the second half, they dropped down a gear. Now, you could argue that, Cloraga put men behind the ball. They defended much deeper and they tried to hit us on the counter-attack more, which they did. I think they had 2 or 3 opportunities in the second half. They were better second half than they were first half on the counter-attack, especially.
Agreed.
But it's got to be a concern when the ball's central. And I mean, I'll give you one moment. Kasama got the ball, I'd say about 10 yards in their half, and he's looking to pass it. He's looking to his right, he's looking to his left. By that time, he's got 3 players around him. So he's had to turn back and play to Lang, and then play it back to Militic, and then Militic played it to Lesiaks. And it's you recycle it. And I get it. You got to have a patient build-up. But we didn't play the ball quick enough in the second half, in my opinion, anyway. I noticed in the first half, there was more intensity.
I agree in the patient build-up, but so I slate Kasama a lot. But I also agree with what you said when he's so if I'm in Kasama's position, okay, if I am Kasama and I receive the ball, I want to quickly turn and I want to see wingers attacking so I can actually give the ball. And it's frustrating because he does get the ball and kahisteri, and that's what also the commentators say. He takes too long to do it because he doesn't actually have the support. He only did it a few times in the last 15 minutes off the top balls, which Yang got very successfully every single time.
Yeah,
but
but this is it. Look, I don't have any way of watching the whole game again. But the thing is, it's like as a central midfielder, that's probably the most important area of the pitch because it's the most congested part of the pitch, especially when you got a team like that play effectively 5 in midfield and you got 3 men surrounding one on the ball. Clearly, they knew that Kasama was going to be one of the main outlets. So every time he got the ball, they tried to hound him. And Kasama gets a lot of stick because, I don't know, maybe because people believe that he should get more goals or maybe he should be like a Zidane. I don't fucking know. For me, he's that deep lying playmaker that he can, kind of how Jordi was. That's what Kasama reminds me of. It's just Jordi, but with quicker legs, but he doesn't score enough goals. He doesn't score as many goals as Jordi does. Yeah,
he hasn't got the experience. He hasn't got the balance. He's not a Jordi, man. Come on.
He isn't. But what I'm saying is that they're very similar in their.
He reminds him of Jordi. He doesn't say
maybe the duties that they have in the pitch, but okay, go ahead. Finish what your thought, Restel, before we move.
Put it this way: if you watch. Somehow, I mean, look, I don't know if anyone's recorded the game, whatever, but if you watch like the opening half an hour, I'm seeing Kasama kind of slotting in as a third centre back, allowing Bash to get forward. And there were some phases where those two were passing the ball between each other. It was fantastic, right? But the thing is, as I said before, when you got a congested centre of midfield, your main outlet is going to be on the flanks. That's why we saw Matthews getting forward a lot. And that's another thing that I mentioned weeks ago, how Matthews hasn't really developed a relationship with Loizo because they haven't played enough times together on that flank. But we're seeing that more often now. We're seeing it more frequently. So we're seeing more overlaps from Matthews. We're seeing more of Loizo attacking fullbacks, which is great to see. So we need to find more and more positives. I understand like it's frustrating that we didn't score 3 or 4 or 5 against the bottom team. But as I said last week, we seem to struggle against the lesser opponents. We seem to struggle. Now, the main criticism I have for today, right, and this isn't just like an isolated opinion. It's throughout the season. We lack cutting edge. And by that, I mean that extra bit of flair that gives us that creativity. You know, if I look at other clubs, each club has got 1 or 2 players that obviously stand out, but they're game changers, right? I think we do have them, but we don't see it enough. Recently, right, our victories have come as a result of 1, individual mistakes that have given us leads, which have changed the game completely. Like, for example, Tandy's own goal the other day. the own goal, or even
and Kaltra's mistake later for the second one.
Bravo. So it's either individual mistakes that give us that extra boost, or a little bit of magic, bit of luck / magic that opens up the game, i.e. Hooper's goal against Karmiodisa, you know, that was required quick thinking. Bezos' goal, all right, as I said.
For this goal against Kaik.
Do you see where I'm going here? So, as I said, I think we do have the players that can change games, but going back to what you said, Roy, in terms of the identity, I don't think the identity is there yet because this coach, as I said last week, doesn't have the players that he believes can fit in the system. So he's shoehorning players in various roles to try and see what he can get out of them. Gitsos didn't come in as a left winger, did he? He effectively came in as a second choice left back. Well, he's been given the opportunity to play left wing. Bruno didn't come in as a left winger, if I'm not mistaken. I think he came in originally. I think he came in as the guy, and then we got Bezos, who was supposed to play that role. So again, I'm not going to get on this coach's back because while it sounds stupid to say, it's almost as if he's still experimenting with what he's got.
He is.
Do you blame him though?
I'll tell you what.
No.
I don't know if I'm changing the conversation. I'm going to put this question. Then I'm going to try and discuss the lineup and what everyone thinks. And I'm going to try and find if Ferreira did his press conference so we can discuss a bit more. So this is it.
Μπορώ να τσεκάρω.
Να το δω εγώ και να το άλλο. Απλά θέλω να συζητήσω λίγο. Στο οικοδόμημα Ομονία δεν υπάρχει αντίληψη, δεν καταλαβαίνουν τι κάνουν λάθος και αυτό δεν πρόκειται να διορθωθεί σύντομα. Έχετε να πείτε κάτι για το πράγμα στο σχόλιο του Γιάννη?
Go on, Chris.
I think I agree. Και νομίζω ότι ξέρουν το και που μόνοι τους, but I feel like it's just like an ego thing. They don't know. It's like you know you're wrong, but you don't want to admit that you're wrong, and you just shut up and just try to, like, in a way, get past that situation and move on. That's what I think.
In what sense? In what sense?
Βάλουμε σου δύσκολα σήμερα, ρε Chris. Βάλουμε σε πρώτο να βαντάς.
He doesn't talk enough, bruv. I need to hear more of his voice.
It's really confusing. It's hard for me to explain what I want to say. Θέλει να μιλήσει, να δώσεις εσύ explanation στα ελληνικά και maybe I can add on top of you. Because I know what I want to say, but it's hard for me to say because I don't know. But I do agree with that comment. I completely agree with that comment.
Εγώ να έρθω να πω το εξής. Θέλω να πιστεύω. Τώρα περάσουν οι μοτόρες. Θέλω να πιστεύω ότι όταν γίνονται κάποιες αλλαγές σε μια ομάδα, γίνονται για το καλύτερο, έτσι. Unavoidably, sometimes the choices you make να έχουν αποτυχία. Έτσι, που κάνουμε και εκεί, είναι πολλά σημαντικό τώρα το να φκένεις publicly και να παραδέχεσαι τα λάθη σου τη στιγμή που ακόμα έχεις χρόνο ενώ σου κάνουν κάποιες επιλογές, ρε φίλε. Είναι όπως εμείς οι οπαδοί, ας πούμε, γίνεται κάτι, θεωρούμε κάτι και όμως να φύγει τούτος, να φύγει ο άλλος, να φύγει εκείνος, να φύγει ο άλλος. Δεν μπορείς να κάνεις το πράγμα. Δηλαδή πρέπει να σκέφτεστε ότι εσείς είσαστε ιδιοκτήτες και εντζέπι σας και εμείς σκεφτούμαστε πάντα με το συναίσθημα. Σκεφτούμαστε πάντα ότι, και είπα το ξανά, σκεφτείτε τους παίχτες που ήταν οι καλύτεροι πέρσι στο πρωτάθλημα και όλοι πιθανόν να τους θέλαμε μέσα στην ομάδα μας και φέτος είναι καλοί. Ακόμα και οι δικοί μας παίχτες που περιμένεις ότι να ανεβούν, να κάνουν, να φτιάσουν. Η Ομόνοια, καλός ή κακός, είναι μόνο μια ομάδα που παίζει μάπαν. Είναι μια επιχείρηση. Και κάποιος που βάλει λεφτά, σκεφτείτε ότι είναι η δουλειά σας, ρε φίλε. Δεν μπορείς να κάνεις το πράγμα. Και σίγουρα θα το παραδεχτείς δημόσια τα λάθη που έκαμες, ειδικά σε ένα timing που δεν μπορείς να κάνεις το πράγμα.
Let me stop you, okay? As a businessman, okay? I'm not gonna give an example with my job, but it's exactly how it is for me, okay? You say, Bendy, this, okay? You're investing your hardworking money into something, okay? You see that thing is not working, okay? So why do you continue investing more and more and more rather than look at other options, see what could be able to work better and put your money into that? Because you don't come here, you're doing the mistakes,
the difference is you're not gonna go out in the open and blame.
No. Not go out in the open and blame, but you see that it's not working. So since you are a businessman and you care about your money, stop investing your money there where it's not working and start investing it in different avenues.
Yes, but people expect there's people who expect from me to go out on total green and και να πω του κόσμου να φύγει, ας πούμε. Πρέπει να το βλέπω και εγώ σκομέρκες. Εν τόν που προσπαθώ να πω, εν οριοποιώ μια κατάσταση και εγώ πνίουμε. Αλλά ρε φίλε, εν μπορείς να κάνεις το πράγμα. Ναι, έκαναν λάθη, σίγουρα έκαναν λάθη, έκαναν πολλά λάθη. Και η Ανόρθωση έκαμε και ο Απόλλωνας που αν πρωταθλητής κάνει λάθη, εν πολλοί που κάνουν λάθη. Ούλοι κάνουν. Το θέμα είναι ο κόσμος της Ομονίας θέλει αίμα, θέλει να κόφκουμε κελάες μες στις εκπομπές, θέλει να φεύγουν παίχτες ασχέτως αν έχουν συμβόλαια, ασχέτως αν είναι μια φάουσα λεφτά, θέλουν να φέρνουμε παίχτες. Εγώ τον που λέω ότι σίγουρα χρειάζεται αλλαγή. Συμφωνώ, ούτε εμένα μου αρέσει τον που βλέπω. Καθυστερούμε, κάνουμε. Ας πούμε τώρα, αλλά όσο αρκεύει μεταγραφική όπου γεννάσει. Πού είναι ο τεχνικός διευθυντής? Δηλαδή, πότε να έρθει ο τεχνικός διευθυντής να αποφασίσει με τον προπονητή ποιους παίχτες να φέρουν? Ο προπονητής δεν ξέρει να που κάνει. Ακόμα. Εν έχει μια ταυτότητα η ομάδα. Είναι πάρα πολλά πράγματα, αλλά δεν μπορούμε να φταίμε τα πάντα για όλα τα πράγματα, ας πούμε. Και εγώ ρώτησα συγκεκριμένα, σήμερα, αν δεν έμπαινε τον κόστο 95, ποια θα ήταν η κριτική και ποια θα είναι τώρα που μπήκε? Έπρεπε να είναι η ίδια. Και προχτές που βάλαμε 4, πάλι πρέπει να είναι η ίδια.
Doesn't change, bro. Όπως είπα, εν αλλάσει κάτι, ρε φίλε. Εν αλλάσει. Ακριβώς.
Αλλά το θέμα είναι ότι δεν μπορούμε να περιμένουμε που τον Ρόιν, τον Κωστίν, τον Ανδρέα, τον τούτον να κάνουν τις αλλαγές. Και που την άλλη, δεν μπορεί ο άλλος να φτιάχνει μέσα σε εκπομπές και να πιάνει τις κελάες του κόσμου, ας πούμε, και να κόφει κελάες μέσα σε μια εκπομπή.
Yeah, but boys, it's like I said after the Gabrielsa Cup game. It's a lose-lose situation for everyone, right? Because if we win the game, like we did against Gabrielsa both games, we beat, these lot. It's like, oh, well, we should have won. We should have beaten them. But if we lose, it's like, oh, fucking this. So at what point do we just turn around and say, do you know what? Whether we like it or not, whether we like the football or not, whether we like certain players or not, whether we like the coach or not, the fact is, forget the Abuel game. That's the only league defeat under this head coach. The only league defeat. Yeah. The only league defeat. Yeah. So one defeat in 7 games. I mean, if this was any other club, right? Let's say it's the beginning of the season, and after the first 7 games, you got 1 loss. What was it? A draw?
A draw against Staris.
A draw against Staris. And the rest are wins. So 5 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. If you start the season like that, you're happy, right? That's 15 points out of possible 21. You're happy.
Okay,
right?
1 game was a cup game, yeah.
And but what I'm saying is, for in the bigger picture, I get what people are saying. I get the frustration. You're right. If that 95th minute goal didn't go in, it'll be a different story. And I'm not saying that because we won the game, everything's okay. And Chris, I do agree to some extent that it's papering over the cracks. However, as I repeat, after the Gabrielsa Cup game, victories breed confidence. Right?
Very true.
And for them to carry, listen, they carried on until the 95th minute. They played until the last minute. It's not as if they packed it in the 92nd minute, or when the penalty wasn't given, they thought, it's not going to be our day. They carried on. We've got to give them credit for that, man. Come on, like, you know me, I've been the staunchest of critics this season, to the point where I know players have blocked me, unfollowed me, whatever. But I'm going to have to say, like, you got to give them their dues. All right, it was ugly. It wasn't great. It wasn't this frenetic football. It wasn't this sexy football. It wasn't champagne football. And we needed a last-minute goal, an injury time goal against the bottom team. But for fuck's sake, they won the game. Yeah. You know, they won the game. And look, we've got Ajax next, and they ain't going to be easy. Ain't going to be easy at all. But you know what? If we go there and beat them, which is possible because they weren't great yesterday against Doxa. I'll tell you this for now, they weren't great. They were lucky to get away with a point. If Piric hadn't saved that shot near the end, we'd have been talking a different story again, right? And I'm not talking about challenging for the title, whatever. I want to see improvements. And I think we're seeing that. As I said, that Upwell game could be pivotal. It could be pivotal because it could be the wake-up call that a lot of these players... That score, that result was coming. Forget the 3-0 loss against Buffer. That was bad, but come on. That performance was coming. That result was coming. But for them to carry on, I said they could have just thrown it in and said, fuck it, the season's done. Yep. But I saw effort today. And I've seen effort since...
Today was very good. Today was very good. I'm not shying away. I'm not giving them any slack. It's just...
Underwhelming.
I want to see what I want to see what they're going to do next. I want to see what you're going to do with Hype, because that's another important game. Every game is a final.
But that's what we said after the Upwell game. We want to see what's next. Well, we won the next game. After Garmildasa, we want to see what's next. Well, we beat them. We'll want to see what's next. We beat these. It's another win. Like,
it is.
How can we sit here and complain about it? I get it. On the one side, I understand people's frustrations and anger. It should have been a cricket score, as far as I'm concerned today, with the opportunities that we had. But we can't shit on these players after a victory. Like, it don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense.
Esther μου, εγώ τον που λαλώ είναι ότι you should see the game, and okay, obviously we are isolating a game today, but if Bezos hadn't scored in the 95th minute, would you have said the same things?
Probably not.
No, but if my auntie had balls, she'd be my uncle. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand what you're saying. I understand that goal was the Monopoly get out of jail card. That's what it was, right? And I'm under no illusions. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like saying that victory means everything's okay. That goal means everything. Clearly, it isn't okay. Clearly, there's still improvements to be made. But again, as I said before, I'm under no illusions that this manager thinks different. I know that he knows. I know that he knows.
Okay, let's see the starting lineup and see whether we agree. You said that you had no problems with the starting lineup.
No.
I believe that there were a few players that could have started the game today. Let's see, okay. Ο Francis, ας πούμε, okay, ξεκαθαρόν ότι προτιμά που τον Παναγί, so I don't know. Francis started the game, okay. Not a lot to say. He wasn't really tested today. Francis, they had a couple of opportunities, maybe some shots
wide. They had the free kick, which went just over. There was the shot wide from Juninho, and that was it.
And one save he made. Okay,
he did his job.
Yeah, he did his job. The back four. If you're playing against a team like Chloraga, and even though I think Adam he was the best out of the four, I would expect τον Ισπανό να ξεκινήσει. I would expect because you want to build the game from behind. And you said many times that Lang is a right-footed player who plays on the left-hand side. And he has a bit of it. And it's the same. I think Miletic was okay, but I would prefer to start with Juste at the back. Juste, okay. Looking at the game after it finished, Juste and Lang. But before it started, I thought Yuste had to start the game because he could help build the game from the back. In the midfield, Hambos wasn't available, and Hambos, he played as a number 10 last game. And Mix was there, and he was involved in 3 out of 4 goals. He's not there. I understand you want to give some time to Bash. Then you're playing against the last team, and you don't have έναν καθαρό δεκάρι. Γιατί δεν ξεκίνησε το Φώτιν ή τον Μπέζους. Δηλαδή, τούτες οι 3 απορίες που έχω, ας πούμε, πρέπει να έχει παίχτες που ήταν λίγο πιο aggressive και μπορούσαν να βοηθήσουν το παιχνίδι να χτιστεί που πίσω. Οι αμυντικοί έπιαναν την μπάλα και γυρεύκασαν τον Κασάμα ή τον Μπασιρού που κανένας που τους δυο δεν μπορούσαν να δουν την τρύπα. Έρχεται πίσω ο Καρίμ, ας πούμε, και παίζαμε χωρίς center for, ρε φίλε. Δηλαδή...
Δεν τον μπορεί να βριάζω, ρε φίλε, αν παίζει ο Καρίμ. Είπες το ακριβώς, παίζεις χωρίς center for. So what's the point?
Μα το ίδιο πράγμα έκαναν και με τον Ντούρα και με τον Τσέπα. Δηλαδή πάλι, ας πούμε, τραβούσε πίσω ο Καρίμ για να τη σπάζει. Δηλαδή αντί να παίζει ο Μάθιους με τον Λοΐζον, τραβαν πίσω ο Καρίμ και σπάζαν την του Λοΐζου. Τι ρε φίλε, ας πούμε.
Yeah, but bro, the reason I can see the logic behind I can see the reason for playing Karim in this particular system, right? Because when you've got a 4-2-3-1 as we started off, right? I said before, you notice that Loizu, while he was predominantly a right winger, he'd tuck in, right? While you see Gitsos as a left winger, he'd tuck in. So you'd have the 3 players effectively as number 10s, right? And then you'd have Karim. But the thing is, Karim isn't that kind of striker to play off the defender's shoulder. He isn't like I don't know, the best example I could give is like a Chicharito. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He just constantly runs, spin off, runs. He ain't that kind of player. He likes to drop deep, right? So by dropping deep or moving to the flanks, he pulls defenders out of position. Now, I'm not saying Gaguli can't do that, but Gaguli is a more potent, he's a more direct striker. He's one of those Chicharitos, play off the defender's shoulder, play the ball over the top, let him run onto it. Karim doesn't have that. So
yeah,
when
but you have to play with 2 up front, man.
Yeah, you do have to play, but at what? At whose expense? At whose expense? Because what I'm saying is tactically, when we've got those 3 number 10s, you got your 2 holding midfielders. As we know, Kasama was playing much deeper. So that gave Bash that license to play as the number 8. Yeah. But the thing that I said, when you got a midfield, this all happened second half though. They were very narrow second half. So it's very difficult to get any momentum going. Hence the reason why we made that change to bring on Foddy and Bezos. Yeah?
Yeah, but when you could have started the game like that. This is what I'm saying. We should have started a bit more aggressively.
Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, perhaps he felt that the system that we started off with was going to be good enough to give us a healthy lead going into the last half hour, 20 minutes of the game. Clearly, it didn't work.
Even Hooper, man. Hooper could have started the game. Together with
Actually, we don't know the real reason why he wasn't there, though, so...
Anyway,
I just think Karim was selected because of his movement off the ball and because of what he can create. He's very good at the one-touch pass, and his vision is very good. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of his, but I've got to rate his vision. He's always maybe 1 or 2 steps ahead of a lot of players, and I think his experience means a lot. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry, you were saying about the system.
Who was saying?
Sorry. You talk about the lineup. You said you want to play the Bruno's a 10.
Yeah, I expected to see a few players like Yuste starting from. Fortunately or unfortunately, Yuste is a player who can build the attacking play from the back. Today, I would have chosen to have a more aggressive and direct team to play, and for me, you start with Yuste at the back. You start with Foddy or Bezos in the midfield. And then maybe you change your formation and have more up front.
Is there a chance? Sorry to interrupt. Is there a chance that he felt that perhaps Yuste may not have been able to cope with someone like Abdusalamov up front for them because he's a big boy? Maybe he wanted that physicality. which is why I went with Lang, because I think Lang is more physical than Yuste, in my opinion, anyway.
He is. Most definitely he is. Okay.
So I don't...
For me, Refile, if you're playing against the last team of the league at home, I don't care if it's Salamov, if it's όποιος θέλεις ασένει, ρε φίλε. Δεν μπορώ να κάνω συζήτηση εγώ τώρα ότι παίζω με την τελευταία ομάδα μες στο σπίτι μου και προσπαθώ να κάνω κάτι καλύτερο και παίζω εγώ προσεκτικά και ελπίζω ότι σε κάποια φάση να κάνω ευκαιρία, ρε φίλε. Ναι, έλα το 4-5-0, αλλά γίνεται το πράγμα που είδα, ρε φίλε. Εμένα σήμερα κάθομαι μες στο...
Well, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not saying that he played like a cautious system. But the thing is, when you look at the forward line that Akritas have, okay, Jamali is a pretty tricky winger. You got who else? Ramirez came off the bench, didn't he? He came on in the second half. Then you have Gabriel as well. I just think that Abdul Salamov, who is on loan from Buffalo, I think he's a threat in the air. And while he didn't have the opportunities to win the ball in the air, because a lot of the time when they got the ball out wide, he was very well marked. So I think that, all right, I get what you're saying in the sense that, you know, we shouldn't play a cautious system and we shouldn't worry about the bottom team. But they've humbled us already this season, bruv.
Yeah, they have. They have. But anyway, αγώ σου πω. We'll agree to disagree, and I think I think that I understand what you're saying, and you're understanding what I'm saying. It's not
of course
a disagreement. It's more of the two sides of what could have been, as πούμε. So saying that, I'm gonna jump into Ferreira's δηλώσεις. Ικανοποιημένος για το φινάλε του αγώνα κόντρα στον Ακρίτα, δήλωσε ο τεχνικός της Ομόνοιας Γιάννικ Φερέρα. Για τον αγώνα, το πρώτο πράγμα που έρχεται στο μυαλό μου είναι μπράβο στους παίχτες μου. Αυτό το παιχνίδι ήταν δύσκολο. Πολλοί θα σκέφτονταν ότι επειδή παίζαμε με τον τελευταίο έπρεπε να βάλουμε 3-4 γκολ. Αξίζαμε αυτή τη νίκη. Είμαι πολύ χαρούμενος για όλη την ομάδα. Θέλω να πιστώσω τους παίχτες μου. Ήταν ένα σκληρό μάτς και οι παίχτες κράτησαν στη συγκέντρωση τους και δεν είχαν νεύρα και πανικό. Έδειξα ηρεμία οι παίχτες μου. Αυτοί οι 3 βαθμοί είναι πολύ σημαντικοί. Ήταν δραματικό το φινάλε για μας. Αν είναι ικανοποιημένος, είναι πολύ περισσότερα τα θετικά. Κάποιες φορές σε αυτά τα μάτς πρέπει να κάνεις υπομονή. Πρέπει να γίνουμε πιο αποτελεσματικοί. Ο Ακρίτας ήταν αρκετά οργανωμένος, διατηρήσαμε την ηρεμία μας και προσπαθήσαμε να έχουμε ποικιλία στην επίθεσή μας. Θέλουμε να απολαύσουμε για λίγο αυτή τη στιγμή. Για τη συνέχεια, αυτή τη στιγμή δεν σκέφτομαι τα μόνα παιχνίδια. Τους τραυματίες, ο Hooper θα κάνει MRI, so Hooper is obviously injured. Αύριο, Μάταβς και Τίσκερουτ είναι αρρώστοι. So, okay. So, I didn't know about these things. But overall, okay. Τι όμως μπορώ να πω ήταν, όντως, ο Ακρίτας ήταν οργανωμένος. Δηλαδή, εγώ δύο παραπάνω benefits στον Ακρίτα, στον τρόπο που ήταν οργανωμένος και στον τρόπο που μας αντιμετώπισε. Δηλαδή, δύο credits στον Ακρίτα. Επειδή αλλάξαν και προπονητή, είχαν έναν άλλον, δηλαδή νομίζω ότι ο Ακρίτας έκαμε πιο σωστή δουλειά που εμάς. Εμείς είμαστε αργοί, είμαστε προβλεπτοί, έκαναμε λάθη, δεν είχαμε κάθε τον παιχνίδι. Δηλαδή, εγώ κάνω 3 βαθμούς και προχωρώ. Εντάξει, δηλαδή, φαρόμουν επί εντίκα πάρει, ναι, εννοώ πώς είναι το πράγμα, ας πούμε. Αυτά, δεν ξέρω αν έχει κάτι άλλο που μπορούμε να προσθέσουμε. Έχει και περίπου 50 λεπτά που κάνουμε την εκπομπή. Θέλετε να δούμε λίγα μηνύματα, θέλετε να συζητήσουμε κάτι άλλο, θέλετε να πούμε για τα επόμενα παιχνίδια.
When's the next game?
Παρασκευή με την ΑΕΚ.
Παρασκευή με την ΑΕΚ.
Το δουν το μήνυμα. Τα άφησα όλα στην τύχη, ρε boys, ό,τι γίνει. Δεν θέλω να πιστεύω το πράγμα, ρε φίλε. Δεν θέλω να πιστεύω ότι είναι όλα στην τύχη. Αλλά από την άλλη είναι, μπορώ να πω, I can't defend something different.
Bro,
listen, man.
The way I see it, yeah, well, this is it. This is precisely it. And look, I said it before. People are just getting frustrated and angry that we didn't win by a big margin. If we'd have won 4-5-0, what would people be saying?
Say again.
If we won 4 or 5-0, what would people be saying?
Yeah, but it's the same question I asked. If we hadn't scored the goal, what would we be saying?
Well, no, I get what you're saying, but on the flip side, it's like I said, it goes back to that lose-lose situation, Govenda. You know, if we'd have won 5-0, people would be like, okay, well, it's just Akritas. Bandia's left and they haven't got any players, blah, blah, blah. If we'd have won 1-0 with a 95th minute winner, it's like, doesn't matter. Or whatever, doesn't matter. You know, the fact is, if we go to the Ajax Arena and get a win against a very good Ajax team, what will people be saying then? I know it's ifs and buts and maybes, but hypothetically speaking,
it's so hypothetical. The thing at the moment, Restel, we started a few weeks ago saying that we should see every game as a final. And I do understand that today's win in the overall tally of the points is not going to matter in a few weeks' time. The thing is, you want to see progress and you want to see an identity and you want to see things becoming better. Okay. And I'm not sure if I'm seeing this thing. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm seeing this thing. Ali, what do you... Obviously, we're expecting to go. Okay, we're going to go play against Ajax. We all hope and wish that we're going to win the game. But if I asked you to base it on facts or being realistic after today's performance, what would you say? Realistically speaking, Ajax is a very good team. Omonoia scrapes victories. And we're playing against a team that's really good away from home. What do you think?
I'll tell you what I will say. I will tell you exactly what I would have said, even if we'd have lost today, even if we'd have won 6-0 or 10-0. Most of Ajax goals, this is fact. If you go to YouTube and look at Ajax goals this season, most of them have come from crosses from out wide. They love to get the wide men on the ball. They like to deliver the ball, whether it be a fullback, whether it be a right winger, left winger, whatever. Yeah, they love delivering the ball in the box. If we can prevent goals from wide areas, i.e., if we can defend crosses, which has been our Achilles heels this season, we've got a great chance of winning this game. It's a fact. Most of their goals this season, look at their goals. Look at all of them this season. All of their goals this season, or majority, I'd say 80% of their goals this season have come from crosses out wide or a cross that hasn't been cleared properly and it's gone central when they put it in from outside the box. That's where they're most threatening, in wide areas. If you look at Gushko, you look at, who else have they got? They got the French guy, Farage. Most of their players that are lethal, Asante, balls from out wide into the box. Where you got Roma up front, you got Triskovsky, you've got what's his name? The guy that's dyed his hair like Slim Shady. I forget his fucking name. The striker. I forget his name.
Rafa
Lopez. Yeah. Most of their goals have come from wide areas where teams haven't been able to defend crosses. Now, if we somehow get our asses in gear, I won't be surprised if it goes free at the back against them. To be honest, just to add that extra protection, I won't be surprised. But if we can prevent goals from being conceded like that, we win the game. Because I don't think they're particularly great defensively either. Their goalkeeper's good. Bilic has been fantastic for them. But I'm not convinced that they're this solid back line. I really don't, especially after yesterday against Doxa. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that we're going to go out there and roll them over. Far from it, it's going to be a difficult game. I know this. Everyone knows this. But as I said, like, you've got to... how can I put it? Prevention is the best cure, right? So if you prevent these mistakes from occurring, you're not going to have a problem. But I don't know, man. I don't know. This is, like I said to you, right, at the start of this monologue, right? If we would have lost today, I'd say exactly the same thing. Going into the
because it's a different game. It's a different game, and you have to adapt and try to minimize and limit the positives of their opponents. But okay, let's see. Let's wait and see. Συζητάτε λίγο μαζί, να βγω ακόμα μισό λεπτό, ένα λεπτό, επειδή φωνάζουν μου μέσα. Και έρχομαι... Remove me, Rester.
You're gone, you're gone. You are the weakest link.
But he's gone.
All right, let's have a look. Okay, right. Milumin what ifs, I know. Yep. Yeah, the technical director conversation again. Restel. Yes. What's up? The 3 points don't matter. It's too late. Okay. We've been saying this for weeks that it's too late. So we just need to take each game as it comes, as Roy says. No matter, we won last round as well. 3 points do matter. You started the second round. Okay.
A lot of Theas turning it.
Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Okay. The best we can hope for is 5th, possibly. 1 point of view situation, hanging on to take the bigger picture with critical points. Okay. Not enough.
Mates.
Well, listen, it's all right. Realistically speaking, we're going step by step in the wheelchair. Fucking hell. Jesus. Fucking hell. Wow. Okay.
Fucking hell.
Noticeable progress in performance. Okay. So nothing to do with the coach that plays will spread misery. That's why players are not playing well. Misery juju. And we are shit at clearing crosses. I know.
Yes, we fucking are. Yes, we are.
Wallahi, I know. You don't need to say it. I know. Who's this again? Is it him again? Turn your camera on. Turn the camera on. Again, still you speak hypothetically. I know, but I'm just trying to give various scenarios in this situation. It makes for an interesting conversation. So please explain to me why between the 65th and 75th we had Bruno and Luis players, left wingers. They didn't play both on the left-hand side. No, they didn't. Both of them didn't play on the left-hand side for 10 minutes. I'm just assuming that Ilya is telling me that Loiza is a left winger. I don't know. You have to explain to me, Phil. I don't know how to answer that. Do you know? I don't know. I'm baffled. I don't know. What is our goal in the chat? Oh, you're having... Okay, they're all talking to each other. That's fine. Everyone can have a Gwenda. That's fine. This is hurting me. This is hurting me. This is actually I need to ask this guy. This guy's a proper DJ. Do you use
mate, 1 second. Delo is a laptop DJ. That is not a proper DJ. You know I love you, bro. I saw your stories last night. You killed it. You know our stories.
Hey, I think you guys need to have a set together, man. Like he's
played in Rubens a few times on a weekday though.
Oh, wallahi, you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Got to love it.
Anything else to talk about?
Before we wrap it up, I need to do the giveaway announcement. Because if those of you who aren't following me, Roy and Chris on Instagram, we started the giveaway, didn't we? With Humans, which is a family friend of ours, should I say? I'd say they're part of the family, Roy. Can you admit? They're part of the family.
So go follow her, go support her. She's great. She has a nice shop there. So yeah, show some love.
Look at the bottom. Tick her at the bottom. Follow them on Instagram. There you go, right at the bottom there. Look.
If you love our pod, show some appreciation to Joanna as well and her business, huh?
There you go. So we're doing 2 giveaways. Yeah. The first prize is for a €50 gift card. I put up an Instagram post at the beginning of the week. I asked people to follow Humans and tag 2 people. And so the €50 gift card is the first prize. And the second prize is what we like to call a pick and mix gashua. So you go to the shop, you could choose a little gashua and you could put a few bits in there. Do you get what I'm saying? Although we call a gasha, or I don't know, maybe like in the UK, the Gringlish, the Chalui speak is different to you guys, but a gasha is a female that's loose. Like Kim Kardashian, she's a gasha. Katie Price is a gasha. I don't know about Anna Vichy, but from what I've been told, she's a gasha. I don't know how true that is, allegedly. So, hence the reason why we are... it's now 8:15 in Cyprus. It's not the watershed is fucked now, isn't it? Bollocks. Anyway.
Hey guys, give me an opportunity to answer to this guy here. Because he sent 2-3 messages back to back. Φίλε, εγώ τον που έρχομαι και λέω είναι το εξής και απάντηση και στο Γιάννη. Συμφωνούμε όλοι ότι δεν πάνε καλά τα πράγματα. Δεν είμαστε και που θέλουμε. Φίλε, κάνετε με που το λαιμό, ας πούμε, και θεωρούμε τα πράγματα. Ναι, εν είμαστε. Να μου το τώρα. Ενώ είχαν προφυλακτικό, ρε. Λοιπόν. Και έρχεσαι να λες μου, πώς έγινε, τι έδειξε ο Μαγιάννης. Εν έχω διαφορετική άποψη, ρε φίλε. Εγώ η άποψη μου είναι ίδια με τον κόσμο, ρε φίλε. Απλά προσπαθώ να δω την άλλη εκδοχή. Δεν μπορείς να διοικάς μια ομάδα και να φκένεις μέσα σε εκπομπές. Επειδή πολλοί που σας προσπαθείτε να μου πείτε εμένα που φκένω στο Total Green, να τους βάλω και να τους ταμπίω και να τους ταλαλώ και είμαστε όλοι μαζί σου και εγώ καταλαβαίνω το ρε φίλε. Αλλά δεν θα πιάσω απαντήσεις που είναι τα πράγματα ρε φίλε. Δηλαδή αύριο να πάω στο Total Green και να συζητούμε για το παιχνίδι που είδαμε. Δεν μπορώ να έχω κάποιον για να ρωτήσω τις ερωτήσεις που θέλετε να ρωτήσετε εσείς και ούτε μπορεί κάποιος να βγει μες στην εκπομπή και να λέει ναι ρε παιδιά, τούτος είναι άχρηστος, ο άλλος είναι άχρηστος, ο άλλος είναι τούτος. Εν τόν που λέω, the difference between the business of football, το λέω, δεν ξέρω πώς να το εξηγήσω διαφορετικά. Κρούζω μαζί σας. Και είμαι ο πρώτος που κρούζω, ας πούμε. Και θέλω διαφορετικά τα πράγματα. Αλλά δεν μπορώ να παίρνω ούτε... Και εγώ πιένω πολλές φορές και έχω τις ίδιες απορίες μαζί σας, αλλά δεν έχω και εγώ τις απαντήσεις. Πρέπει να απαντήσει κάποιος και σε μένα και κατ' επέκταση σε εσάς. Δηλαδή αύριο να πάω και δεν έχει κάτι να ανακοινώσει η ομάδα. Τι καρτεράτε να πείτε. Τι καρτεράτε να πει κάποιος, ας πούμε. Τούτον προσπαθώ να πω. Εν το οριοποιώ, εν λαλώ ότι είναι καλό. Εγώ να σας δώσω άλλο ένα παράδειγμα. Έχει τόσο καιρό λαλούμε να φέρουν τεχνικό διευθυντή. Όπου και αν είσαι ανή μεταγραφική. Πότε να έρθει ο τεχνικός διευθυντής για να αποφασίσει με τον προπονητή ποιους παίκτες να φέρουμε και ποιους να φτιάξουμε. Είμαι μαζί σας, συμφωνώ. Αλλά δεν μπορώ εγώ να κάνω κάτι παραπάνω από τον που κάνω. Πιένω και αμέσως να έχουμε τούτον τον καλεσμένο και τα πράγματα. Δεν έχουμε κάποια εξέλιξη μες στον το πράγμα. Εγώ τι θέλετε να κάνω εγώ που σας. Για σας.
And I can tell you guys for now that Total Green have reupholstered that Bolithrona that Roy sits on because he's got so many nail marks in it. He sits there like scratching it like every episode.
Είμαι πιο αρετός δάμε.
Εσείς Roy, ο Roy κάθεται τριβιζάζεται και κάθεται έτσι και τρώει το που μέσα του.
Τριβιζάζουμε ρε φίλε, τριβιζάζουμε, αλλά δεν μπορώ εγώ να αποφασίσω, δεν μπορώ εγώ να πιάω ο κόσμος νομίζει ότι ξέρεις πριν να φύγει εκπομπή κάθομαι με τον Γρηγόρη και τον Παπασταύρου και μιλούμε στο τηλέφωνο και ξέρεις, λαλούν μου να πω, εν έχει κάτι να πω ρε φίλε. Δεν έχει κάτι που μπορώ να πω εγώ, ας πούμε.
Roy's Bolithrona at Total Green is a bondage chair.
Μακάρι να τα διαφορετικά τα πράγματα, ρε φίλε. Μακάρι να τα διαφορετικά πράγματα. Εν είμαι happy εγώ με το πράγμα που θωρώ. Εν είμαι happy με τον που θωρώ. Και νομίζω κανένας να happy. Ούτε ο Παπασταύρου, ούτε ο Γρηγόρης. Εν έχει κανέναν που happy. Απλά δεν μπορείς να τα αλλάξεις ούλα τώρα.
Στέλνει γελά ακόμα.
It's the total green sex masochism chair.
Who's that?
It's like Pulp Fiction where the guy's got the ball in his mouth. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck off. Sorry, man. I'm crying. Anyway, listen, shall we do this giveaway? Because I'm just taking things too far, man.
Everyone loves
we're gonna get shut down. They're gonna fucking ban us on YouTube and everything. Jesus. Roy, beg that they let you take that chair home with you one day. Just like leave it outside in the garden.
It's
and
quite
let people
comfortable, to be honest.
You could charge people to sit in it. Like this is the
Fuck
total green chair.
Total green chair.
Scratch marks on it. I'm sorry, man. You gotta find the funny side of these things because, like, I see you on that show, right? And like, you're so relaxed and calm, and I'm like, I know inside he wants to say so much, but obviously you're maintaining your professionalism, and you're trying to step out of that zone as a fan, and it's difficult, bruv. Like people don't realize, like people don't understand that. When you're on TV, it isn't just the professionalism side of things. You've got, I mean, I don't know what it's like in Cyprus, but we've got something called Ofcom in the UK where you can't show certain scenes on television after a certain time or before a certain time. So you've got watersheds at 9 o'clock. You can't have swearing until 9 o'clock, and then you can't have nudity until 10 o'clock or whatever. I'm sure it's like that in Cyprus. Because I know a lot of the betting companies have regular meetings with like the main betting authority where there's only certain things that can be shown or whatever. And I'm assuming in Cyprus, there's certain words you can't use, certain things you can't wear. So it's difficult for you to sit there and be a proper supporter and let it all out. Because obviously the club are be careful what you say. Obviously, the TV authorities, be careful what you say. Primetel, be careful what you say. Then you got YouTube and you got Facebook. Like, there's so many regulations. So
listen, still, no one told me what to say or not to say.
No, I know that.
But
I know that.
The thing is, for example, tomorrow we're gonna have a show. If there's no one representing the club, okay, and I'm not talking about Andreas, because Andreas is just going to say what the club tells him to say, okay? We've discussed this before. Tomorrow, we're going to have guests. Έναν πρώην ποδοσφαιριστή και έναν ποδοσφαιριστή της ομάδας. Τι μπορώ να ρωτήσω τους ανθρώπους? What can I ask them? If, for example, before we start, I go there 2 hours before we start the show. And I'm like, guys, is there anything we can talk? Έχει νέα να δώσουμε της ομάδας? Άμα μου λαλούν ότι δεν έχει νέα η ομάδα, δεν έχει κάτι να δώσει. Εγώ εκτός που το να ρωτήσω γιατί έγινε το πράγμα ή γιατί δεν μπορούμε να κάνουμε το πράγμα. Εντάξει, τι είναι να κάνω, ας πούμε. Δηλαδή, να έχει αύριο ένα βετεράνο, ας πούμε, και να έχει έναν παίχτη της ομάδας Μιτσί. Θα πω ονόματα, επειδή δεν είδα αν ευκήκαν ακόμα, αν τα δείξαν και έναν αύριο. Τι είναι να κάνω αύριο? Να ρωτώ έναν παίχτη, αν πρέπει να φύγει ο συμπαίχτης του που είναι ομάδα. Να ρωτώ έναν παίχτη, αν ο προπονητής, έναν Χριστός, ας πούμε. Τι θέλετε να ρωτώ, ας πούμε?
The thing is, bro.
Όταν ήταν ο Παπασταύρου, λαούσετε μου μπράβο Ρόι και πίεσες και κάμε. Ναι, και αμέ μπορούσα να ρωτήσω κάτι, ας πούμε. Αύριο δεν μου μπορώ να ρωτώ, ας πούμε. Ποιον μπορώ να ρωτώ αύριο? Να ζητήσω απαντήσεις που ποιον? Που έναν που έπαιζε μάπαν πριν 20 χρόνια που είναι στην Ομόνια, ας πούμε. Να πω κάποιο ανθρώπου που έπαιζε μάπαν πριν 15 χρόνια στην Ομόνια. Ναι, να ρωτήσω τι νομίζεις γίνεται στην ομάδα. Εν μπορώ εγώ, εν έχω δύναμη, ρε φίλε.
Bro, put it this way, yeah. I think I think people, I wouldn't say they're naive, but I just think they don't realize that while you're a co-host, you don't have any direct power I'm not saying you don't have influence, because obviously you do have influence on certain questions I ask, because I'm sure you have a whole heap of questions, which obviously due to time regulations or time limits, or perhaps how the questions are asked, you can't go into certain details. And let's get it right. Every football club that has their own in-house channel, whether it be on YouTube or their own TV show, whatever, they're never really going to portray the negative side of things. They're never going to do that. Never. And that's understandable, because they have a profile and they have a rhetoric, or they have a narrative or an agenda to run. And this isn't to shit on you. This is just fact. Now, the reason why this podcast is extremely, extremely popular is, in my opinion, because we go against the grain a lot of the time and we see things from a fan's perspective. But there will be points, such as now, where we sit there and say, right, you've got to think about it from a business perspective, from a professional perspective, and from a legal perspective. You can't go on the show and say things that we say on this show for various reasons, which I've mentioned some of them already. And I get that fans come to you as a first port of call because you are a fan yourself and you're there, you're with them, right? But just because you're there with them, it doesn't mean that you're constantly with them. It doesn't mean that you're constantly on the phone to them. It doesn't mean that you're constantly talking to them. Sure, you meet the players. Sure, you take photographs with them, but you're not with them all the time, bruv. And look, I'm not here to defend you, because you could do that yourself. You've done it clearly yourself. But at the same time, it's like, I think people need to cut you some slack here. I think they need to just chill a little bit, because you got your own shit to deal with. You've got your own job. You got your own family. You got this. Total Green isn't your life.
I think a lot of people need to chill. I think a lot of people need to chill. Like, sorry for the barking. Sorry for the barking.
Kick the dog.
Τι εννοείς δηλαδή, πάει ο Ρόι και πιάνει τηλέφωνο τον Παπασταύρου, έλα θύε, έχει τίποτα να τους πω. Roy just started on Total Green. Εν και μες τα πράγματα της Ομόνοιας, και ξέρει τα πάντα. Δεν καταλάβω γιατί γυρεύκουν όλοι
εξήγηση. Και πιάσαμε εμένα ακριβώς που την ιδιότητα του οπαδού, ρε φίλε. Πιάσαμε εμένα για να πιένω και να μιλώ σαν οπαδός. Κάποιες φορές δεν μπορώ να το κάνω ούτε το πράγμα. Ρε, χτες επία σε ένα show του μωρού μου που είναι 9 χρονών, που ήταν να κάνει το χορό του, ας πούμε το χριστουγεννιάτικο χορό του, και σταματούσε με κόσμος και λένε μου, ρε πέλε, περπαούσαμε η γυναίκα μου και ο μωρό μου και λαούσαμε μου, ρε πέλε, μπήξε τους τόσο, είμαστε μαζί σου και κάμε τους και φτιάσε τους, ας πούμε, και επιέννα στη σχολική γιορτή του μωρού μου, ρε φίλε, ας πούμε. Και κρατούσα γραμμή ολόκληρη πίσω, επειδή ο κόσμος περίμενε ότι εγώ, ας πούμε, να αλλάξω εγώ τα πράγματα στην Ομόνοια, ας πούμε. Δεν είμαι happy. Φίλε, δεν είμαι happy, ρε φίλε. Δεν είμαι happy, αλλά τούτον που έκαμε το Total Green να με κάνει να αντιληφθώ ότι δεν είναι τόσο απλά τα πράγματα. Δεν μπορούμε, θέλουμε αίμα, θέλουμε κελές, να φτιάχνουμε μέσα εκπομπές και να κόφουμε κελάες του κόσμου. Δεν μπορείς να κάνεις το πράγμα. Όσον και να διαφωνείς.
Nah, but the thing is, what I will say, and we've had this conversation before. I think we kind of knew that something like this would happen anyway, and you know, you even said it yourself
because the team is going shit. If αν η ομάδα πιέννε καλά, ήταν να είμαστε ούλα μπόμπα, ρε φίλε. Φταίνει οι μπόρποι, φταίνουν ούλα, ρε φίλε.
But the thing is, I don't want people to think that you're complaining about the attention that you're getting, because I think, you know, you knew from day one that the moment that you appeared on Total Green, you were going to get that kind of attention. So I don't want people to start saying, oh, well, you're on Total Green now, Jemur Muraz, because people are talking to you in the streets. Or it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Do you know what I'm saying? It isn't to that point where, like, you know, Varethigues with people talking to you. It's not like that at all. And I think you knew that from the moment that you got onto Total Green.
You guys know because I've been talking to you a month and a half before I got I got the offer. I was speaking to you guys before, you know, so you knew, and I knew, and I am enjoying it, Refile. I'm not saying I'm not.
No,
I like going there. I like representing the people, but the people have to understand that I'm just a guy that goes there και κάνει την εκπομπή. Δεν μπορώ να φταίνω εγώ μες στην εκπομπή. Αν πάω αύριο και ξετοιμάσω ή κάμω ή πω να φύγουν όλοι, θα ξαναείμαι για ρε φίλε.
Yeah. But the thing is that the same also applies to Costa, it applies to George, it applies to Sava, it applies to everyone that's on that show. So it's look, this is like I won't say it's a grey area, but it's like a bit of a taboo subject in the sense that is it really worth having this govenda? Because no matter how many times we discuss it, because I think this is like the third time we touched on this subject, no matter how many times we discuss it, there's only so much you can say, so much you're allowed to say. There's so many restrictions. Do you get what I'm saying? But then again, we know this because we've had this conversation off air. Do you hear me? So again, look, but I'm guessing that this is a govenda that's going to always occur based on the club's results. As you quite rightly said, if the results were great and we were top of the league, riding high, still in Europe, you know, everyone's riding on bloody unicorns, then there ain't going to be no discussion. But this is just how it is, bruv. It's just how it is.
And don't forget, you know, we do no choftes, okay? We have no agenda. We speak our mind. We speak as fans. When I go there, even though I'm there as a fan, Total Green είναι μια εκπομπή το οποίο σε κάποιο βαθμό υπερασπίζεται την ομάδα. Δηλαδή το Total Green έκαναν το να υπερασπίζονται την ομάδα. Εν το έκαναν ναι μεν να βγουν και άλλες απόψεις και ακουστούν, αλλά αν κάποιος έρχεται και λέει γαμώ τον ένα, γαμώ τον άλλον, να πάει πεθάνει ο ένας, ανάθεμα στο θκιάολον, το έναν το άλλον, δεν μπορεί να περιμένει κάποιος ότι να το βάλουν μες στην εκπομπή και να το συζητήσεις το πράγμα. Να κλείσουν την εκπομπή ρε φίλε. So my challenge was to try and show the difficulties και τα προβλήματα με έναν διαφορετικό τρόπο. Δηλαδή τι περιμένετε που μένα, ότι να φκένω και να λαλώ, ας πούμε, ο ένας να φύγει, ο άλλος να φύγει, ο άλλος να φύγει. Ναι, να πεις, η ομάδα δείχνει αδυναμία, δείχνει ότι δεν φτάνει στους στόχους τους και να απαντήσει ο άλλος. Τώρα που να απαντήσει ο άλλος, να ογκρίνει ο κόσμος. Και πολλές φορές και εκείνοι που μιλούν, δεν μπορούν να πούν και που θέλουν να πούν. Εν τόν που θέλω να πω εγώ. Εν οριοποιώ η κατάσταση, και αρέσκει μου τα που είμαστε.
Anyway.
Okay, let's move on because we've done an hour and 17 minutes. Yeah. I think it's time to announce. I think it's
going to close. So do the thing.
Right. So I'm going to announce the winners. Okay. So as I said, we did a giveaway, or we did a giveaway competition with Humans. As you said at the bottom, at hume.ants. Follow them on Instagram, please. They're good friends of ours, should I say? And there's two prizes. The first prize is a €50 gift card. And the second prize is a little gashua, not Kim Kardashian, but a little gashua, pick and mix, right? So I'm going to do the first prize winner for no confusion here. So the first prize, as we did a random draw earlier on, drum roll, please, someone. Chris, can you do a drum roll or do you need the USB for that? First prize.
Charlie.
Here we go. €50 gift card winner. Andreas Dem88 on Instagram. So there's that one. So congratulations, Andrea. DM me your details or whatever, and we'll arrange for you to go get the gift card from the shop. And the second prize winner, which is the little gashua, the pick and mix gashua, Philippos_TKD on Instagram. There you go. Who's bringing up these messages?
Me. This guy wants my babies. I can't, Michali.
Stop. Not your babies, your hats. And you've been gobelluthka. Capelluthka.
Oh my God.
Capelluthka.
Oh my God.
Michali μου να σου δω ρε φίλε. Έχω καμιά εκατοστή, με φάση.
Well, listen, before he has your children, do you want to sort him out on that chair? Oh my God. So yeah, first of all, guys, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please subscribe. If you're not watching on a subscription, just subscribe. Just tap that subscribe button. We're almost at 2,000 subs, man. We're more than Buffo at the moment. We want to get to 2,000. Once we get to 2,000, we're only 400 away from Upper Well.
I'll do my own giveaway once we reach 2,000, okay?
Once we
reach 2,000, I'm going to, of course,
USB.
With my music. I charge people when they ask for USBs. So 2,000, I'll do a giveaway with USBs, with a lot of my mixes, a lot of my recordings, and a lot of new songs. I'll do that from my side.
Εγώ να σας δω κουέντερούθια θρέτα κάμετε λουκάνικα, ρε φίλε, οίκο κορέτσι για ο Πάσχα.
Τα πελούι μου το ρόι, USB μου τον STS.
I'll tell you what, yeah? I want the viewers that are watching now, there's 73, 70 on YouTube, so it's gone down to 70 now. So people that are watching on YouTube, right? What kind of giveaway do you want? Put it in the comments. What kind of giveaway do you want? Let us know, and we'll try and sort it out for you. Why not? Like, clearly, people love giveaways. People love free stuff. It's coming near Christmas, right? Let us know what kind of giveaway. If it's something from Omonia's shop, I don't know. Is it a... What do you lot want? Do you want a USB from Chris? Do you want Roy's pubic hairs? Like, what do you want? Let us know.
Roy's pubic hairs.
Yeah, you can shave half of it off and put it in a ball and send like a fur ball. Like
so someone wants something from Public.
Public? What's Public?
Oh, it's...
Κολλήριο για τα μάτια. Tickets for
tickets for games. Match
drops.
tickets. Football memorabilia, not only Omonoia.
Chris, μπορείς να κανονίσεις δωρεάν είσοδο να έρθεις στο Rumors.
How long have you got till your laptop shuts down?
I got 9%.
Right, hold on. I'll be 2 minutes. Where's
he going to go?
I'll be 2 minutes. Wait.
Number ρωτούσες?
Ναι. Να κανονίσεις που είναι το είσοδο στο Rumors δίπλα από DJ Box μαζί σου.
Μου είσοδο είναι εσύ. Το τι μπορώ να κάνω πρέπει να είσαστε πάνω από 21. If you want a giveaway, μπορώ να σας κανονίσω μια κράτηση. Usually η κράτηση έχει ένα minimum. If you want that as a giveaway, I think we could sort it out between us. We can pay off the κράτηση. And the winners can come and enjoy a bottle, enjoy some music, and just have a good time.
Να ουσέσεις τσάι δίπλα σου, ρε. Στο VIP.
Ναι, ρε. Όπως έχω εσένα δίπλα μου, έρχεσαι, απλώς πίνεις, με μου μιλάς με τίποτε.
Να μου να σου μιλώ, ρε φίλε. Να μου θέλεις να σου κάνω, ρε φίλε.
Θέλεις το θείο το ρόι.
Ρε βρωμόσχυλε. Ρε παραμόσχυλε. Ρε, μιλώ σου.
All right. Okay, very quickly then. People want football memorabilia. I've got this old bag, right? So, does anyone want to do a Man United giveaway mug?
Oh shit, I want that.
Never been
I
used.
want that.
This is the easiest. This is the easiest thing. No choftes. Fuck ANTROPI. No choftes fanella. I think that's the best thing, man.
We could do that, but yeah, okay, we could do that. We could do that as well. So I've got a Man United mug. I've got a Gerard Piqué little thing.
That's sick.
What else have we got? I've got a Omonoia. I know he broke his leg. He's been skiing in Germany.
Have you got Shakira one?
Who?
Shakira.
No, I don't. Do you think I'd do her as a giveaway? Fuck that. I'll keep it for myself, the bitch. Right. Schweinsteiger. Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Εγώ έχω φανέλαν τους Schweinsteiger.
Who's this one? Thiago. Paris Saint-Germain Thiago. Yeah? Okay. What have we got here? I've got a match day program, England versus France from 2015. Can do that
not yesterday.
Roy, put the last comment up. Roy, put the last comment up.
Or for the Arsenal fans.
Do Mihaly.
How about this one?
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger.
That's nice.
So I can do these in the giveaway. Not a problem. If that's what you lot want, I've got plenty more. I've got Aguero. They're all at my mum's house. I've got Yaya Toure. If you want them, tell me. Tell me what kind of giveaways you want me to do. Tell me. I'll do it. Fuck it. You want football memorabilia? No problem. I'm a Charlie. I've got a whole heap of this fucking shit. So, like I said, I'm throwing these things out to you guys. Like, come on. Like, what do you guys want me to put in the giveaway? What?
Banos us, guys.
I don't know what to do, bruv. Like, help me here.
No. They gotta help themselves. Let them put in the comments what they want. We'll do it.
Εγώ νομίζω πρέπει να βρούμε εταιρεία με χάπια για χολητικά και αντικαταθλιπτικά νομίζω να μας κάνει σπόνσορ.
Θέλω να κάνουμε giveaway Xanax, δεν μου θέλετε η Panadol after each game.
Ένα winger ζητήσε ο Αργύρης.
A t-shirt with tell your nunna.
Να τη φορείς να μ' παίξεις Ρεντελόρ. Wait, that sounded a bit wrong. Να τη φορείς να μ'
Oh, wallahi. Okay. So there you go. So if you guys want giveaways, put it in the comments what you want. But don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this pod, because the more you like, the higher up in the fucking analytics we go, and we start running above people and they don't fucking like it. They don't want us to succeed.
Να μπορεί Άγκυρο ρε στην τελευταία εκπομπή του τώρα Green Brick ξεκινήσει έβαλα διαφημίσεις και άστα στον αέρα. Ναι ρε, ξέρουμε το και ακυρώσαμε το. Έβαλαν το 2,5 λεπτά πριν, εντάξει, διορθώσαμε το πράγμα, να πρέπει να δεν μείνουμε. Να πρέπει να στάισω να μιλώ που σήμερα εγώ για να μην με ευκάλουν αύριο στο Green. Anyway.
So Roy, so what shall we do as the next giveaway that we do? What shall we do? The fuck under t-shirt?
Ναι ρε, να δούμε φανέλες του pod ρε. Εγώ νομίζω ότι δεν πρέπει να κάνουμε. Να δούμε φανέλες.
How many shall we give away?
3,
okay.
Μια του Τελόρ.
Να γίνει κλήρωση, σε παρακαλώ.
Συγγνώμη. Someone wants your spit in the comments, by the way.
Να μπορεί είναι. Ρε, what the fuck, man?
He wants you to spit in his mouth. Filthy. You can do it on the total green chair.
Anyway, guys, still you want to... Ναι, να βγάλουμε φανέλες που είναι το νοουτσόφτες, fuck ANTROPI, φανέλες ή ό,τι θέλετε, να κάνουμε το πράγμα. Και, do you want me to wrap it up?
Yeah, well, just before you do that, so we're going to give away 3 fuck ANTROPI φανέλες, yeah?
Yeah.
We announced the winner for when though? For the Apollon game or I?
No, Χριστούγεννα πρωτοχρονιά, Christmas and New Year's.
And guys, the fuck ANTROPI, do you want it written in English or the Greek way?
No, it's only in
English.
It's only in English, but it's either be black or white t-shirt.
No. Re, how you have it on your bio, bro? The fuck ANTROPI.
Yeah, but that means we need to get it designed again. It's long.
Όπως είναι. Μαύρη, άσπρη, Χριστούγεννα πρωτοχρονιά. Εντάξει, 3 φανέλες. Το λοιπόν, κερδίσαμε σήμερα με τον τρόπο, κερδίσαμε 5η νίκη σε 7 παιχνίδια. Αν θέλουμε να δούμε τα θετικά, για να δούμε και κάτι θετικό στο τέλος της ημέρας. Έχουμε ένα έξω Απόλλωνα μπροστά μας, τα οποία είναι παιχνίδια, τα οποία είναι must win αν θέλουμε να δείξουμε ότι αλλάσουμε επίπεδο. Που για έτσι είτε νίκη είτε ισοπαλία έρχεται σήμερα, όπως και περασμένη εβδομάδα, δεν αλλάξει κάτι, δεν αλλάξει ουσιαστικά κάτι. Το παιχνίδι που μπορούσε να αλλάξει δυναμική και να δείξει πράγματα διαφορετικά να το παιχνίδι με το ΑΠΟΕΛ, έγινε, κουβαλούμε το ακόμα, αλλά προχωρούμε. Εντάξει, την Παρασκευή έχουμε παιχνίδι, θα το δούμε και θα δούμε πώς προχωρούμε. Που για μένα εσύ έχετε δίκαιο όλοι που έχετε παράπονα και έχετε δίκαιο και εκείνοι που θέλουν να δουν λίγο πιο θετικά τα πράγματα. Εντάξει, είπα την περασμένη θα πω πάμε σιλακά μου ώσπου να προχωρήσουμε, να το φυλάξω στην άλλη εβδομάδα, γι' αυτό να θέλει να πει κάποιος άλλος. Πέ μου. Θέλεις να το πω? Πάμε σιλακά μου, θκιά όλα.
Fuck ANTROPI, boys and girls.